Brodes Media.
Eagles, Giants, Lincoln Financial Field, Saturday night, under the lights, 8:15. Let's go. Honestly, I'm not worried at all. I just want to get there and go play. All right, the blood is boiling, and I want to go see some football. It's time. It's time to go win a playoff game, and I think it's cute that the Giants are smelling themselves after a win in Minnesota. This was supposed to happen. One of the most obvious losses of the weekend was going to be Minnesota. Very fraudulent. You look at the point differential compared to what their record was. It didn't make much sense. Kirk Cousins, come on now. We know about the history of what Kirk Cousins does when it comes to big games. That was going to play out all weekend long. For the most part, you can maybe have a coin flip with whatever the Chargers in Jacksonville was with the 27-0 lead and the big blow by LA because you got no idea what Staley is doing. The teams that were supposed to won. The better teams won. Now, was it as pretty as some of these teams probably projected it to be? No. I'm sure the Bills didn't expect Miami to have a shot there, and the brutal time management by McDaniel. There was a lot of sloppy coaching throughout this weekend, but I don't anticipate Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen to have that. I have concerns on Jonathan Gannon, but within those concerns, there's been a lot of dominance from this front. There's been a lot of dominance from a lot of players on this defense. So with that said, for the things that scare me, there's still a lot of explosiveness and a lot of unbelievable play from a guy like Hassan Reddick or Brandon Graham, or, you pick up Joseph and Sue, and they had a job to do with the run game. Oh, what's that? Saquon Barkley can run? Well, we'll find out. Daniel Jones made some plays with his legs, but if you stop Saquon Barkley, and then you say, okay, Daniel Jones, beat me with your legs, and that's their way of winning the game because I don't think they have many skill position players that are going to wow you to death. You got Darius Slayton dropping balls wide open over the middle. That could have been a big-time play, but instead, Minnesota gets another chance. Those details matter. Now, Minnesota blows, and that's the difference. But I don't anticipate the Eagles shooting themselves in the foot, allowing the Giants to come into their building and take it. The spread opened up at 7.5, 8.5 at some places. That's a decent line telling you something. And I value that. If it was 4, if it was 4.5, if it was 5, well, then now you should be a little bit more concerned. But that's not the case. So my point is, look, I don't know exactly how it's going to look because if we base it off of the crazy bonkers weekend we just saw, it might not be as pretty. There might be some uncomfortable spots. Cincinnati was a bit uncomfortable against the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, and they had that crazy play at the goal line, and they run it all the way back for a touchdown. But at the end of the day, the better teams won. Like I said, except for the coin flip of whatever you want to call Jacksonville, even the 49ers, a little bit of nerves from the quarterback in the beginning. Then they settle in. And then they smack the Seahawks the way that they should. The only way I see this team losing, the Eagles that is if they don't play the way that they're capable of playing. And I don't see the Giants having enough to force them into a position where that's the case. So basically I'm saying the only team that could beat the Eagles are themselves in this matchup. It's a nice matchup for the Birds. I'm chilling, basically, is my point. I'm just waiting. I'm not nervous. I love this matchup. There's some fans here that might convince themselves, I don't know. Well, why? Why? The Eagles are significantly better than the Giants. They have way more talent. We know they lack in the passing game. The Giants, that is. Well, do you want to talk about A.J. Brown? You want to talk about what Devontae Smith can do? Dallas Goedert? An opportunity for him to thrive? And as great as Saquon Barkley is, with the threat of Jalen Hurts, and you didn't see him run the same way you will see him run this week. You didn't see him run in the last week. On purpose. Come on. You think that this team automatically forgot how to execute in the red zone? Or there was a reason why they weren't executing at the same rate in the red zone. So if you are nervous, figure it out. Because at this time of the year, if you got the better team and you control the controllables and you do what you're supposed to do, you'll be all right. And I expect this team to be all right. Daniel Jones had a nice game. Minnesota, it's not like coming to Philadelphia. And there's some familiarity. I don't know why that was difficult. Between these two teams. It goes both ways. Oh, yeah, but they know what the Eagles want to do. We know what the Giants like to do. And that's when it comes to the coaching staff to get cute and to maybe switch things up a tad. Oh, they've seen this formation a bunch? And this formation normally dictates something else? Maybe we can run something off of it. Or in the first quarter, we run the same play we always do in that formation, but the second quarter, there's going to be a different element. I don't know. You know why I feel this great, too? Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. I believe in him so much. I know the Chargers have a man named Justin Herbert, so I'm not downplaying what I think his skill set provides. But Trevor Lawrence was ridiculous in that second half to not give up all that adversity, all those interceptions. Asante Samuel Jr. is out there catching every single pass, it seemed. Ball's getting deflected at the line of scrimmage. Guys are making plays. But at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence made big plays and kept attacking and chipping away. I believe in Jalen Hurts to make big plays. When needed, when necessary. I think you forget, because of the injury and the shoulder, what he was capable of doing. And that last game isn't what you're going to see. And I feel very comfortable saying that.